Flashback Fridays, Episode 3. Today we are going back to Montreal in November 2009 to see the Star Wars in Concert and Lucasfilm exhibit. Hey everyone, welcome to a new Flashback episode. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm keeping that little video as a little surprise bonus for the end. We are going to go through my photo collection today, and I'll be talking to you a little bit about what we saw just before entering the concert. Lucasfilm had brought all of their, well, not all, but a good majority of the cool props from the prequels and the original trilogy at the venue before the show, and they were doing that all over the place. When I Googled, I noticed that there's a new concert coming out this year in 2025, which is concentrating on Empire Strikes Back. And I'm not in Montreal anymore, so I won't be able to go see that one. But let me know in the comments if you got your tickets already. So before we get into that, my name's Frank Diorio. You're watching DioramaWorkshop.com. Come on. I told you this is unscripted. My button's not even working when I push it. There we go. And here we are, Star Wars in Concert. This was back in 2009. I believe this was the first time that Lucasfilm got together working with the concert series. And this could have been the first concert that was playing the Lucasfilm music. I'm not 100% sure, but anyhow, this was the program poster that you saw when you were entering the venue. And so let me go to my Photoshop over here, and I will start with this photo, which when you entered the Forum, Montreal Forum, which is the hockey arena where the Canadians play, that's where the concert was, and most of the pop concerts that we go see in Montreal. And I was just shocked that it was $19. This is back in 2009, so it's probably in the $30 now, but $20 for 2 hot dogs, 1 chip, and 1 beer. So it's a good thing we ate before, because that was really a waste of money. So anyhow, this is a photo of what the stage looked like. So it was the same setup as when you go see Billy Idol or Madonna or any other pop concert, and you had the main stage, and then the 3/4 of the arena is filled with the audience over there. So what they had is a big stage with lights, and behind the white lights, you'll see, I think in the next photo, you see this was probably, they were playing the Darth Vader's theme, because all the lights were red and stuff like that. And then this was at the beginning. So what they did is that they had a mix between showing the orchestra players on the big screen behind them, and they would show movie clips as well. Now, growing up with the soundtrack in '77, I listened to that so much that it's all ingrained, the soundtrack, in my brain. And so I know all the notes by heart, and hearing it live was so cool, because you would be able to just know by closing your eyes what the scene was playing, because of the soundtrack is so iconic now, right? And so they would show clips of the movie in the back there. But what I found even more exciting, there's the orchestra, was over here. Oh, here we're getting ahead of the little preview. Can you see who's inside there on the screen? That's a famous golden droid right there. Little arrow pointing to the small little ant on the stage there. We'll get to him at the end of the video today. So here is a better photo of the close-up of the orchestra. So they would go between showing scenes from the movie and then showing a video from the cameras pointing at the orchestra. And I found that the videos we've seen so many times, the footage of the movie, I found it more exciting to see the actual musicians playing on the screen when you would hear the music, listen to the music. So it was fun that they had a combination of the two. So the concert was really cool. It lasted about 2 hours. And the thing is that before the concert, when you would go in, to your seats, they had placed a bunch of Lucasfilm props, including Chewie. So this is the type of exhibit. He was behind glass, and you would be able to walk around, take photos. And the fun part of this was that, let me go over here. Where's my camera? Before we get into Chewie there. Push this. My God, my finger, I'm pushing the buttons, and I think I have to push harder for the little Stream Deck to make the transitions because it's going completely... Okay, here I am ranting, starting without the script there. I'm starting to wish that I had a script to not sound like a fool. I'm having trouble getting the words out. Come on, Frank, get the words out. So what happened was that before the concert, earlier in the year, I was working at ILM for the first time, and that led me to be able to go face-to-face with Mary Franklin, who was the senior lead of the event planners for Lucasfilm, and who had given me the chance at Celebration 2 to do a diorama booth. And so we were preparing the Celebration 4. Ewok was the theme that year, and we were doing the Celebration 4 booths while I was at ILM. And then when my contract at ILM finished, I had to go back home because my mom's Alzheimer was starting to get worse, which is part of life. That sucks. I wish I would have been able to stay there, but life had a different choice for me. So anyway, what was fun is that the person who was in charge of the Lucasfilm props was David, who was Mary's assistant. So I had met him during the convention planning. And so it was fun to reunite with him and chat. And he had a little personal tour of all of the little props that he had set up and chosen for the public at the shows. So let's go back to split screen over here. So here's Chewbacca. And this is the actual Chewbacca costume that they used. And here's a close-up of his face. And of course, you're missing the beautiful Peter Mayhew eyes there, the blue eyes that was inside the costume. And then, of course, if you have a hero, you need a villain. And here was Darth Vader's costume over there. And it was really cool to see the proportions of the materials and the actual helmet. That I have a copy of the helmet at home from Don Post, one of the first early helmets. Here's a closer version of the costume. And what goes with Vader? More Imperial. So here's some of the outfits that they had over there. And I don't think this is Tarkin because the symbols are different. And I don't remember this sort of like S kind of shape on the tunic. I don't even think we have a figure of this costume. So I'm not quite sure. Don't remember what this costume was for. But it was too early for one of the Disney Plus shows because Disney Plus didn't exist in 2009. So here's a super close-up of the pips, how it's done in resin and with the plastic coating and stuff like that. Really cool. And then we start getting into helmets. They had the A-Wing helmet. Is it A-Wing or B-Wing, this one? I think it's A-Wing. And then you have the Imperial helmet behind him there. I have that one too from... where did I buy my things? From the England with Shepperton. Shepperton Studios is where I got my helmets. Here is a picture of the Biker Scout helmet. And then over here we have a 3/4 view. And then they had all these blasters. Now I'm not too sure whose blaster this was. I know it's not Han Solo's, and Leia's was a little longer in the front, so I'm not quite sure. This may be an episode 1 blaster, not 100% sure. Then they had Nebudians over there, and then you could see like the latex. I don't know if it was latex or if it was silicone. I think latex would be more like what they used for Yoda puppets and stuff, and it deteriorates more. So I have a feeling that this was more like in the silicone era. And then here's a close-up of his eyes. You see like there's like these sort of like Tim Burton-esque kind of like hypnotizing rings that are in. I never noticed that. And then there's like little slits probably for the actor to look out when he was walking around. But I think that in the movie, they probably replaced the eyes with CGI. And so you probably never even saw this version of the eyes in the movie. I could be wrong. And then here is a version of him from the side with his armor costume. Very cool. And it looks like it's all made from EVA foam, like the way the cosplayers do their costumes and stuff like that. It gave me really that vibe. Then we have some royal guards over here. We have the red guards from the Palpatine's tower. And we have the blue guards from episode 1. And so here's a close-up of the helmet from the red guard. I used to have this one from Dawn Post, and it was very cool. It was very tight when you fit it in. And I don't remember what I did with that. I gave it away to one of my friends or something like this. I'm not quite sure who has it now, but it's not in my collection any longer. And here's a photo of the robe and the helmet, how that fits together. Then we had the blue guard, which was sort of in the same vein, but they made it more like a sort of like a 300 Roman gladiator kind of thing with the illusion of the horse hair, but done in plastic to mold with the rest of the helmet. And then we had a Queen Amidala costume, one of the first ones that she wears. And it was surprising to be able to see, oh, that's the Padme. Where's the Queen? There's another Queen over here. Bring it here. There we go. Oh, that's Queen on the side. And then I had details because I wanted to go into the detail photos. So here we have, look at this, all the details from, I don't know, is it called ruching? Is that what it's called? And it looks like a brain. It was all, the materials all like curled into different things. Then there's superimposed little gold things inside over here. And then you have this little pattern. Can you see that? It looks kind of like a tapestry with these like gold things hanging or sewn into it. It's like all these intricacies that I don't even know if we see it on screen. Like she must have spent thousands of hours, this seamstress, to create this. And then this is from the front. You see this thing, I don't know, it looks kind of like a intestinal worm kind of thing mixed with cat poop, or I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's all overlaid with some kind of like gold, sort of like pearls and filaments and things here, some gold chain, and you could see that she's wearing underneath this, I guess it's kind of like a satchel like Vader has there, and you have sort of like a transparent mesh skin with some more gold fancy things that you never see on screen. So that was kind of crazy. Then we had Padme, or the Queen in Disguise, and this is from before the explosion, I think, or is this from episode 2, I believe, that she's dressed like this, or is it in episode 1? No, I believe it's in the second one that she has this costume. And then this is from the side. You could see that she has kind of like, her helmet has these sort of like earphone things, and then all these little details. Very cool. And then after that, we had the Sabe outfits. This is when they go to Gungan City. And so this is more sort of like velvety orange kind of thing, and you see all the multi-layers and different things like that. And the thing that's cool is that you could tell that they use expensive materials because you can feel the weight. When you have a lot of these costume companies that sell replicas of these that you could buy for conventions, they use material that is more lightweight and it doesn't have the weight and the feel that you see in the movies like this. So it's really cool to see them in person. Then we had Han Solo in Carbonite. You can't have a exhibit without him, right? And I loved how this little kid was just fascinated looking at him over there. And then we had a picture of him from the side like this. And it's really cool to see all the details. Now, this is not the close-up, lit-up version that Leia fiddles around with at the Return of the Jedi, Jabba's palace. But I have a feeling, I'm not 100% sure if this is the actual prop or if it's this, a version of what I have in my own house. So I have a elusive concept. They don't make this anymore, or it's another company that made them. I had paid this at the time, I think $2,000 back in the 90s, 94, something like this. And he's been traveling with me every time I move, and he is now hanging on the wall as we go down into the basement, which is where I have my office here and where the cinema is next door. So he's kind of like the guardian angel, or if you want to call it, who's like keeping an eye out to every time someone goes down the stairs. Then we have some more Jedi action over here. We have Plo Koon, and it's really cool to see all of the sculpting details and stuff like that. And look at the close-up over here of his helmet. Not helmet, but his mask. Do you remember in Andor they had this in one of the antiquities shops as the Easter egg? Look at all these details. I don't know if you could see my mouse there, but there's all these like sketched in as if it was carved into leather or something like that. Then all the hoses and different things, all these like patterns. It's really, really detailed. Then you have Kit Fisto, one of the weirdest names in a Star Wars character. I don't know who chose Fisto or whatever, but it makes us laugh every time we hear it. And so here is a picture of him again. It doesn't look like latex. It looks like it was like a silicone copy, which is probably what they use nowadays in movies. And here is a picture of him from the side with his Jedi robe. And then we had little furry friends, Ewoks. They brought two little Ewoks with us. And one of them is really freaky, which is this one. I don't recall seeing an Ewok with yellow, orangey, glowing eyes like this. It's like if I saw that in the forest, I would be running in the other direction. This one, on the other hand, is quite cute. So it's not Ewok. I mean, it is Ewok, but it's not Wicket, is what I meant to say. And you could see that in the pupils, there's these little holes here in there to allow the little characters or the actors to look through. Though again, I don't know if it was like this altered version, or did you really see pupils in the movie originally in the 80s? I'm not 100% sure. And then we have, last but not least, our golden droid C-3PO over here, who was really cool to see in detail. And you could see how skinny Anthony is because the waist on this is so slim. But you could see all the details in the articulations and how all the little pieces of like not straw, I was going to say, but piping and different things all connect the arms together to allow the movement that he had and all of that. So anyhow, let me go here back to full frame. So that is the pictures that I have to show you. And we're going to finish off with a video. Now, because of copyright, I can't play the 3 clips that I had of the actual orchestra playing, which is really cool. But I was able to edit one of the clips to show you a really cool part of the concert, which was the intro. Now, before I show it, let me just let you know that in Montreal, which is in Quebec, one of the official languages is French. And so it was very, very cool when this certain person was speaking French to the audience at the intro instead of English. So it made it quite unique that in the other cities, I'm sure he was speaking more English. So anyway, on that note, let us go. I was going to say let me, but let us go see the start of the concert, how it was back at the Montreal Forum in 2009.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming a man who has witnessed the entire Star Wars saga firsthand. Even if he is part of a rebel alliance and a traitor, I give you Mr. Anthony Daniels.
Merci beaucoup. Bonsoir, messieurs, dames. Nous sommes ravis de vous voir ce soir à Montréal. Et bienvenue au concert Guerre des Étoiles.
And there you go. How cool was that? So what I'm going to do now is wrap it up. And if you enjoy these Flashback Friday videos, please leave a like. And in the comments, let me know what you'd like to see in a future Flashback Friday video. It could range from any topic. If I have it in my archives, I will be gladly open to place it in a future episode and talk about it. So on that note, where's my thing? Let us give the last word to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there. The Diorama Workshop is strong with the Force, a place where creativity and craftsmanship bring worlds to life. Subscribe now, and may the Force be with you.